Well, it is a very brief mild spell that we're going to be seeing over the next few days for the eastern half of the country, but temperatures will rebound after nearly 2 weeks of sub-freezing temperatures. We're talking about temperatures into the mid-50s for Chicago, potentially up to Cleveland, Detroit, Pittsburgh, and even as far north as Boston. We could be talking about temperatures approaching 60 degrees. So what we've got here is we've got a boundary separating Arctic air that is now starting to drive south back down the plain states, but of course with a frontal boundary in between, high pressure off the east coast, we're pulling our air in from the subtropics. So that is what is allowing this sudden and significant warm spell. But like I say, it's very short-lived. We've got a system here, an Arctic boundary that is pushing southeastwards, and what we've got here is temperatures crashing on the backside of that low. So rain will be spreading across the Midwest into the eastern half of the country as we go through the next few days, and then we're back in the cold air once again. What's interesting is the cold holds generally over the northern and central plain states, but we're watching a secondary feature here leaving the northern Rockies, pushing in through the plains, and it's essentially behind this system that we see the next dump of very cold Arctic air. So a messy picture up and down the eastern seaboard. We are likely to see snow heaviest inland, but also along the coast. We could be talking about temperatures that are going to be back below freezing once again. And what is interesting is, and I alluded to this yesterday, that by the time we reach Saturday morning, we are going to have heavy snowfall, temperatures in single figures in the inland areas, while we could still be holding on to upper 50s to near 60 in places such as Boston. So we're going to have a very sharp demarcation zone between warm and cold. Icing's going to be a problem. We could have thunderstorms embedded within this. Then the frontal system pushes through and we're in the cold air once again. Temperatures going back into the 20s, even potentially the teens here. As we rattle forward here, this is the secondary clipper that I'm talking about, and it's behind that where we see heights crash, bitterly cold northerly wind. We're seeing the sub-zero cold return to the Midwest cities as well. So even Minneapolis could be struggling to get much out of 2 or 3 degrees during the daytime. Teens below zero during the night once again. So we are seeing the return of very cold weather once again. However, this is going to be a relatively short-lived spell of cold, because once we pull out of this, we pull out of it for a good period of time, rather than it being, essentially in the kind of, 3 to 4 day range. We're going to be talking about more like 10 days here. So this is the temperature anomaly chart here, 12Z Tuesday of next week. There's the tongue of bitterly cold air wrapping around an area of low pressure over the Great Lakes here, as you can see, warm in the west, and then eventually what we're going to see is that system lift out and the warmth will replace the chill eventually, and it will hold likely for a prolonged, or should I say a more prolonged period of time here, which likely takes us from January into the month of February, and we'll have a look at that as we go forward here. Lots going on. Keep it right here at marflingweather.com and on YouTube. I'll be back in the next couple of days with more. Bye for now.